going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self-care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. I am your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? I guess I should put a title on this, huh? Let me put a title on this live stream real quick. Let's see. FBI director destroys. All right, there we go. There we go. What's up, friends? What's up, friends? How y'all feel? Yeah. Life is good. Life is good. I can't complain. I feel like I need to get like a different angle. Let's do it like this. Better? Should we rock like that? I like that a little bit better. Switch it up. Switching it up a little bit. What's going on, friends? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? How y'all feeling today? How y'all feeling today? I'm working on it, Brandon. I'm working on it. AD, did you do anything special when you hit 10,000 subs? Yes, I did. I went and I explored the abandoned Fisher body plant that they are now redoing. It's so funny that you asked that. It's so funny that you asked that. Let me see. Let's see if I can find what I did when I hit 10,000 subs. That was back when I was liberal Anton. That was liberal Anton. Let me see if I can find something to show that. 10,000. Yep, that's what I did. $10,000 subs. I remember it like it was yesterday. Man, that's crazy. Hold on, let me switch this up so that y'all be able to see what I see. After Hours, Cinema, Millionaire Morning Show, News. Yep. Remember it like it was yesterday. 10,000 subs. Back then I was riding an Lexus. When did I hit this 10,000 subs? This was 7 years ago. Wow, 7 years ago. Advice for growing your channel and bonus footage of a failed urban exploration. Yep, 7 years ago, that's when I hit it. So when they tell you that I wasn't riding clean, that I didn't have money, that I wasn't already doing whatever it is that I wanted to do, that I didn't have cars, that I was all of this and so on and so forth, my receipts speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? 7 years ago, my daily was a Lexus, and that's the honest to God truth. 7 years ago, my daily was a Lexus. I'm gonna put the link in the Patreon. So that was what my daily was. Yep. That was back when I think I might have been transitioning from liberal time. This is what I was doing. Oh no, this is the so this is what I was doing 7 years ago. So in order to commemorate my 10,000th subscriber, this site right here, I'm gonna show y'all something really quickly. In this place, considering that it's an elevator. Go down. First obstacle. About the scene here. It's so this hospital right here, this place that I'm exploring right now, it's so funny. Look at that crap. So I'm on top of an abandoned hospital in Detroit, right? I'm gonna show y'all something. I'm about to pull something up real quick. Give me a second. Man, this is crazy. Detroit City FC.
All right. Moving now to our other top story. It may be baseball and football season, but soccer is at the top of mind for many Detroiters tonight. That is because Detroit City Football Club is about to kick off a brand new era. DCFC will have a new home in the heart of the city with their newly unveiled stadium, Alumnify Field, set to debut in 2027.
Don't these renderings look great? It's all part of a bold move to bring soccer home to Detroit, revive a neighborhood, and energize the entire community. Victor Williams is there live with a look at what fans and locals can expect.
And Kimberly, you know, this is just so exciting. This is actually the location where that new stadium is going to be. And yes, there is a hospital right there as of right now. But by the 2027 soccer.
You want to know what hospital that was? This one. This one. Is this hospital right there. This hospital. Listen, when people sit here and they tell you, oh, no. Detroit, let me tell you something. Of all of the sports games that I go to, Detroit City FC soccer is the best. Look. I'm at the NBA games, NHL games. I went to my first NHL games last year. I've been to Detroit Lions games regularly at the baseball games throughout the day and stuff like that. That's one of my little getaways. Detroit City FC is insane. It is the most fun sports experience that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And they building it literally right up the street from where I'm staying right now. They're building it from where I am right now. Football, yes, football, soccer, it's the same thing. Look, man, when I told y'all that the city is evolving and it's changing and it's going to become something completely different, I tried to tell y'all, I've been warning y'all for years that this was the place to invest. We have all 5 sports teams: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and soccer. It's all going to be within a 1 to 2 mile radius right here downtown Detroit. And they're about to build a new stadium for a WNBA team that's coming here in 2027 and 2028. What we like to do as people is that we like to wait until shit already is getting built and blowing up, and then we need to get into it. We don't like to jump in when it's going to be an opportunity, or it's already when it's like stocks, right? When you get it on the downswing, a lot of people abandon it and very few people actually jump in. So this stadium right here, I mean, this facility is now there.
Soccer season, this will not be here, and the fans are going to be so much happier.
They're all over so you can see them.
I'm stoked, man, to have a place where everyone can be inclusive and everyone's invited. Like, it's can't wait for the party to start in 2027.
The unveiling of what Detroit City Football Club's new home will look like is quite the sight for soccer enthusiasts and those living in Southwest Detroit.
Kind of remind you of all the European soccer stadiums you see in the UK and all that. I think it's really great.
One Southwest Detroit hospital, the location at Michigan Avenue and 20th Street, will soon be Alumnify Stadium, at one point all a dream for Detroit City Football co-owner Sean Mann. Watching the team play at Cass Tech, Keyworth Stadium in Hamtramck, and now this juggernaut of a building that will seat tens of thousands.
I've lived in the neighborhood for 20 years. This is an incredible moment. Keep bringing this project to fruition.
If you have yet to hear about Alumnify, you're not alone. It's a Michigan-based credit union that's now partnering with DCFC, financing the nearly $200 million project. But many are wondering if the area where a hospital is set.
So this is where this is where the new soccer stadium is going to be. And this is where I basically was doing my exploration. So when people say, "Oh, Anton, you never talked about Detroit. You never said anything negative. You never did this." Nigga, I showed it. I was there on site. When I say I never left my city, that we doubled down and we tripled down on investing here inside of the city instead of leaving and taking our money and going elsewhere and having it as a brain drain. No, we invested here. So now that we benefit and we start to get the fruits of our labor and we start to, you know what I'm saying, make all of our money back times 1,000, people was going to sit here and act like, oh, no, it wasn't a thing. No, I showcased everything. I was the last person to explore the Pontiac Silverdome, the Fisher Body Plant. The Fisher Body Plant is now turning into, it's turning into a big old development where it's like retail, condos, all of this other stuff that's happening right there. So all of those abandoned buildings, all of those sites, all of those things, all of that is gone. Everything is gone. This is the last remaining structure, and they are in the process of tearing it down right now, and they about to build a brand new soccer stadium. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, you may not understand it, you may not get it, but I'm gonna tell you this. And of course, Black people, the most critical, the most skeptical, the dumbest culture that I've ever seen in my entire life, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna wait. And they're going to say, oh, man, no, we don't mess with it. Most dangerous city. Nigga, don't you know that there's more billionaires here? Bruh, I believe that Detroit is going to be the new everything. And let me tell you why. Bro. I'm going to be honest with you. This is why Detroit is going to be the next biggest thing. And the next 10, 15 years, Detroit is going to be head and shoulders above all of these other cities. And this is why. Detroit is the only city, the only liberal city that has great partnerships with all of its suburban partners, Oakland County, Macomb County. They're all invested. And we're the only liberal city that has consecutively for over 11 quarters or 11 years had 11 consecutive budget surpluses. We're the only city that's growing our police force. We're the only liberal city that is in the positive and not in the negative. If you look at any other city that has over 500,000 people, they are in a deficit. Their state is in a deficit. Their city is in a deficit. They're losing police officers. Crime is on the uptick, and it's less investment, and all of the taxes is going up, and the people that have money are moving out. New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Denver, all of these major cities, they are moving out. I'm trying to tell you, bro. We always late to the party. We are always fucking late to the party. Bruh, it's so many fucking skyscrapers. I mean, it's so many fucking cranes in this city. We got a new $25 million park. They put $25 million parks. I could walk, literally, I can walk a quarter of a mile away, and it's a $25 million park that's opening up this weekend. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this shit. That Hudson's building right there, this one right here, this brand new building, that shit just went up. It ain't even open yet. It's not even open yet. Fuck, how did that happen? I might have to leave and come back to fix my camera. Give me a second. Give me a second, I'll be back. Hold on, let me see. It's not even open yet, bro. It's so much happening. It's so much happening here, bro. It's insane. But like I said, most people, what they wind up doing is they wind up catching a wave too late. And honestly, I think for most people, it's already kind of too late. It's already kind of too late. You know what I'm saying? Like all of that shit, all of this abandoned stuff that used to be out there, it don't exist no more. This right here that's going up right next door, this is going to be a JW Marriott. They bidding for all of the newest NCAAs. I think the NCAAs, the tournaments, a lot of the tournaments are supposed to be played here in 2027. It's over. It's already up. It's already up. They got new parks, new stadiums. It's the new park that's going on. It's crazy, bro. Literally, it's opening this weekend. To see how things have changed so much.
Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Centennial Park is expected to become one of the city's signature destinations, connecting neighborhoods, families, and visitors to the water in a whole new way. I got a chance to get behind the scenes for a first look.
We're putting some final touches on some of the landscaping.
The new Ralph C. Wilson Jr. Centennial Park is designed with intention. Gorgeous views of the Detroit River framed by the Ambassador and Gordie Howe bridges. The 22-acre park has been years in the making, first imagined back in 2017.
During that time, the land parcel was just flat.
Rhonda Collins and Karen Slaughter Duperry are two women who have been on site nearly every day, overseeing its construction, helping to bring this vision to life.
If you want to come to the park and fish, wherever you see the railing, you can fish.
They walked me through the park's four main areas, starting with the William Davidson Sport House. It's a giant, covered pavilion with full-size basketball courts that can be used year-round.
So William Davidson was the original owner of the Pistons back when they was back when they had one at the Palace, the 04 Pistons and stuff. When he died, he wound up selling the team over to Platinum Equity and Tom Gores, who is now the owner of the Pistons.
Our focus primarily was to put in place the top of the concrete canopy, and then also to install the columns at the angles that you currently see them.
Next to that, a big grassy area to be used for picnics, concerts, and outdoor movie nights.
So people would just kind of bring blankets and sit on the hill and just chill out and watch a big screen. Well, as a matter of fact, during the opening, the 25th and 26th, the Jacksons will be here. And so you can have that type of concert, and we'll have gospel and
Literally, it's going to be this weekend. It's one of the reasons I'm going to be in the city this weekend.
Sunday. In the wintertime, because we are thinking about all the seasons, that's your sledding hill. And we'll probably have igloos in the sport house. And this is the water garden?
This is the water garden.
This used to be a parking lot.
Wow.
And we carved it out.
Water from the Detroit River is pumped into this pond for nature-based educational programming and beautiful views. Up next is the Delta Dental Play Garden. It's a children's playground with slides imported from Denmark. There's a tandem slide for adults and kids, and an area for little kids too.
So this is the Henry Ford tot lot. We've got a small miniature version of Fort Wayne over here. And then we also have some really nice animals that we had some of the local elementary school students to actually design these animals. So we have a bird, a fox, and then a bass.
Plus an interactive water play area that will open in spring of 2026.
October, a little too cold. A little too cold.
For both women, the project represents far more than a park. It's about pride, progress, and Detroit's renewal.
So if you see the glass building that's over there to the right, that's behind the other taller buildings that's kind of overseeing it, that's where we at right now. So the park is right there. And then if you go to see it, you see the Renaissance Center, which is where General Motors is moving out of. And General Motors is moving into that tall ass building over there, which is also going to have condos, and it's going to have a hotel, the Edison Hotel. And then that glass building where you see those docks at, where the boats is at and stuff like that, that's where my building is, right there where that glass building is. And that's also where they build the next door, the JW Marriott. That's also going to be connected to the convention center that used to be Cobo Hall, but now it's the Huntington Place. And that's where we also have the auto shows in the wintertime, the charity preview events, and all of that other stuff. So it's a lot happening, bro. It's so much happening. There's so much going. Yep, that's the main post office that you see on the left-hand side. And this riverfront, it stretches miles and miles, right? So you can literally walk this entire riverfront. And they redoing everything that's all further down. It's like 25 miles of riverfront. And it also overlooks Canada. So Canada is on the other side of the riverfront. And then you got the entire city that's being built up around it. So literally, this walks all the way down to the DeQuinder Cut. The DeQuinder Cut, now they building it to where you can actually bike all the way through all of the neighborhoods, and they're redoing all of the neighborhoods. They're tearing down certain portions of the freeway, and they're making it more green space. So it's crazy, bro. It's insane. So why would I invest, or why would I spend money, or why would I go out of town when I've lived through when the city went through bankruptcy in 2008, which I predict that's going to happen to Chicago. So meanwhile, Chicago is fucked up, right? Los Angeles fucked up. $1.5 billion budget deficit, We growing our public safety, police officers. That's why we so invested in who's going to become mayor of Detroit, because we don't want them to fuck it up. We don't want them to mess up everything that's been happening. And we very vigilant on vetting who's going to become the mayor of Detroit, because we've been through it, and we're not trying to be like Chicago. We're not trying to go through what Los Angeles is going through right now. We don't want no fucking socialists like Mom Donnie over there in New York. We don't want none of that stuff. I'm going to tell you what the next place is going to be popping. You want to know what the next place is going to be popping? That's underinvested in, that's underutilized. In the city right now, holla at Dre, so you know what it's at. Mika been here. Mika know what it's like in Detroit. It's lit here. But the one benefit is that the Detroit mayor that was at the core of turning all of this around, now that he's leaving office, he's actually running for governor. So he gonna hopefully replace Gretchen Whitmer, and he's gonna take a bipartisan approach to actually fixing the whole state instead of being focused on just Detroit, because Detroit is the core of what's really happening in Michigan. And so the former Detroit mayor, that's the architect and the businessman, because he's actually a businessman. He's not a diversity, equity, and inclusion leader. He's actually a person that was a CEO of hospitals here in Metro Detroit. So he understood it from a business perspective, and he's running as an independent. But so we mess with Mike Duggan. Mike Duggan really did his thing. But we vigilant, man. And honestly, the next place that I think is going to be next up, I think it's going to be Memphis. I think it's going to be Memphis. This is my guess, right? I'm making an educated guess. It's too liberal over in the DMV. It's too many politics to stop them to doing what they did. I think that Memphis is up next, bro. Because Memphis is in the perfect place. Think about it. Think about it. If you're an investor, right, and you're trying to understand where you're going to put your money at next, why would Memphis is perfect, right? Because you got to have an anchor in the Midwest. We're going to fucking kick Chicago in the ass. That's just the reality of it. We already kicking ass. We in a surplus. We growing. We got a ton of investors. And let me tell you why Chicago is really going to catch hell. Whenever you leave somewhere, there's always somebody that's willing to catch the bag. So a lot of investors are actually leaving Chicago because the mayor over in Chicago is looking to raise taxes on the people, especially for the people that generate the most revenue and build the most jobs. They have an assault on business. So what business leaders are doing is they saying, where can we invest at, right? Where can we move our money at? What's up and coming? Where can we get in a little bit cheaper? And who will be more business friendly? And then we'll just bring our jobs, and we'll bring manufacturing, and we'll bring everything there. So y'all sitting there as liberals saying, no, tax the rich. You fucking up your own economy. You messing up your own opportunity. And think about it. If I'm a developer, or if I'm a person that's looking to try to figure out where do I want to go next? First of all, what benefits Memphis is that Memphis is on the ground floor right now. Memphis also has a mayor that plays his cards correctly, because even though he black and he got to put on for the liberals to stay in office and to stay in the good graces of MSNBC, he working with the Trump administration. Memphis, the police chief, they like, let's clean this shit up. So they already cleaning Memphis up, right? They already embracing federal government, which is going to make them a great partnership for getting more federal dollars to invest. When you see these liberal cities push so hard back at the federal government, they cut themselves off. They basically choke themselves off by daddy. Think about the federal government like a parent, right? You saying Memphis is hood. Yeah, Memphis is hood now. But Memphis ain't going to be hood the whole time. Think about a parent. I had a conversation with my daughter the other day because I built her a house, right? But I haven't given it to her yet, because I said, listen, why would I give you a house if I don't feel like you're going to be responsible with even keeping your room clean, right? And so she could say, no, this and that, and argue back with me, right? Or she could shut the fuck up and take the hint and make sure that her room is clean every single time I come up there and check on it. So that's what she did. She said, all right, you know what? You right, Dad. You right. But see, liberal cities is the children. If we got 50 children, right? We got 50 states and we got 50 children. And daddy is like, you know what? I'm looking to take care of y'all. But you got this one child named LA or California. And that's the oldest, right? You got your oldest child, California, and you got your second oldest child, New York. And LA, little Los Angeles over there, it's a liberal girl. And she want to wear nose rings and want to put piercings. And she decided that she want to vote blue, right? You still love her, but you got to let her go through some shit. Fuck that. I'm not gonna keep on looking out for you. Then you got her gay brother, right? Her gay brother is New York. Yeah, her gay brother is New York. Now you know that New York got all of the potential in the world. New York has been a beneficiary of your greatness. They was one of the first ones that was there when you really started getting the money, right? And you've been taking care of them and you let them go to college, but they decided that they wanted to go into liberal arts. And now they decided that they wanted to come out the closet. They want to come out the closet. So what do? Usually the youngest are the ones that benefit the most. I'm breaking it up. Usually the youngest are the ones that benefit the most. But see, you got Tennessee over here. Yeah, you got Tennessee. And you got Tennessee 1 and Tennessee 2, and they twins. But one of them was the bad twin and one of them was the good twin. The good twin is Nashville. The bad twin is Memphis, right? But the bad twin is now starting to come to their senses, and they're like, damn, man. I know I've been dissing you, Nashville, for a long time, but you niggas is up. I'll get money. Now, remember, Tennessee is a state, one of the few states in the United States of America that has no state income tax. Why do you think a lot of people like the Ben Shapiros and all of these people moved over to Nashville? They moved over to Nashville because they know that Tennessee, which has a red governor, right? Their governor is a Republican, and they don't believe in high taxes. So when you see how this stuff is playing out, you got to start paying attention. Memphis is in a great spot. If I'm a black person that is born and raised and lives in Memphis, it ain't no fucking way that I'm not investing in my city. Because Memphis should be doing the same thing that Detroit did. Memphis has phenomenal bones, has great location, great bones, great all of that. But Memphis has been liberal and they've been infatuated with black culture. That has been the toxicity that has kept them down. High crime, high drugs, high all of that. Motherfuckers don't know how to act like they don't know how to act. Right? So now, though, that Memphis is evolving because you have a cosplaying mayor, and that's what these liberal cities need. They don't need socialists. They don't need pro-black. They don't need all of this blue shit. They need a Republican thinking mayor that's acting like a Democrat. Because the people are not going to accept you if you just say, hey, I'm Republican and I want to fix your city. They're going to call you a coon. They're going to say you negative. Don't even matter. Hey, guys, I want to stop crime. I want to put more police on the street. No, fuck that. We want to kill each other. That's not how it's going to play out. You got to have somebody that runs like they're a Democrat, but acts like a Republican and is willing to work for the federal government. In order to fix niggas, you got to act like a nigga. You got to put the medicine inside of the candy. You got to pretend like, you know what? Yeah, forget the man. Hey, man, we going to fix this shit over here, bro. We going to fix this over here, bro. You can't just be straight up with them. You can't be just straight up with them. You got to look at it like a woman, right? Every woman say they want a good man, but they always fucking niggas that ain't no good for them. So guess what you got to do? You got to be a hybrid. You got to be a dude that don't give a fuck about them, but you know that you're going to make them better as a result of it. And you got to save them from themselves. Why? Because women, when given the option to choose for themselves, more often than not, they're going to choose wrong. So what you got to do is you got to be the wrong that's right for them. You got to be the wrong that's right for them. you have to treat black people like a hoe. You got to treat them like a hoe, flat out. I'm just keeping it 100. You got to treat the culture like a hoe. You got to be good to them, but bad for them. Because they attracted to the bad boy, but they know that it's going to be beneficial to them. You got to be Tupac in a suit. You got to be Tupac in a suit. Otherwise, they're not going to do the thing that's best for themselves. You got to be the candy that tastes good to them. Facts. I'm giving you the real. If you want to fix the culture, you got to sit here and play the game to these niggas like, oh man, yeah, man, fuck them over there. Fuck that other side. Just don't do no crime, though. Because they're going to reject you. They're going to reject you. From a content creator's perspective, I give it to you from that lens, and then we're going to really deep dive into the show. Think about it. From a content creator's perspective, name me one married, no baby mamas, no criminal activity, no arrests. But then at the same time, let me tell you, you can't name any that has never scammed anybody, no Better Business Bureau complaints, no foreclosures, no none of that shit. That is actually working corporate America. But here's the caveat. In order to be able to be mildly accepted into the culture as a content creator, lead attorney ain't married. And shout out to the lead attorney. I like him. In order to be mildly accepted into the culture, because I'm the only person that you got that ain't never dribbled a basketball, that ain't never did none of this shit. I'm the only person that you got that is still successfully married, ain't got caught up in no bullshit. But guess what? The black community rejects me. No, let me revise that, because I got a lot of black people that fuck with me. Black culture rejects me because I'm openly conservative and I'm openly a Republican. But then you still got to be from the hood, or else they don't feel like you can relate, right? Because they want to say that you're not from here. They want to try to take your street cred from you as though that means something, right? So because I have all the intangibles, I'm in the blackest city. I never left the Detroit. I was born in the inner city of Detroit. You gotta fucking have it both. Because if you ain't sold drugs to your community, you not a real nigga. If you not from the hood, they gonna say we can't relate to you, right? So they want a nigga with a suit on. You know what I'm saying? Ain't that messed up? It's fucked up. We can't just say, oh man, Clarence's parents had a really good marriage. You gotta be both. You gotta smoke weed with them, but then hold a corporate position. You gotta be able to be married and hold down a relationship, but you still gotta be able to get other hoes. Because how you know, right? You gotta be a nigga that spent time going to get the bag, but you still gotta be a good father, and you still gotta have kids though. You gotta live as a black person, you have to live in both worlds. As a white person, all you gotta do is be successful. As a black person, you gotta be both. You gotta be them all. Ain't this crazy? I'm not saying nothing that ain't true. I'm not saying anything that ain't true. You can't just be married. You gotta be married, but you also gotta have either the potential to get hoes, or you gotta have some hoes somewhere stashed away. It just is what it is. And not only that, you're going to have to be able to have a chick that you married to that understand that she got to still be married to you and love you and adore you and play her role in her positions while at the same time allowing for you to have holes in a stash, nigga. It just is what it is. Nigga, you got to be everything. You got to be a good man and you got to be a nigga. You got to have money and you got to get back to the hood. You got to be successful, but you can't move, nigga. You got to get a little bit of dirt under your fingernails, nigga. Where's this? Where is the controversy? Where is the controversy? Yes, that you are 100% right. You 100% right. You're going to have to come up with some way to be able to show people how big your dick is in real life. And you know me, I love showing off my cock. You got to be Clark Kent and you got to be Superman, nigga. I'm telling you, this is why it's much more difficult for black people to make it in any industry. This is why it's more difficult for black people to make it in more industries. It's not because the system is set up against us. It's because the people that look like you are going to be the biggest critics of you, and they are requiring for you to fit both. They are requiring, it's not the system. We are the system. We are the system. You got to be a nigga that love God, but you can't be a preacher. You're not hearing me. You got to be a dude that love God, but do not spend your time on a pulpit. You got to be cool enough to walk with security, but rich enough to be able to afford security. You got to be cool enough to be able to walk around in your city with no security, because I could walk around in my city and I could do what I want to do, but you got to be rich enough to be able to have security. I'm telling you what the requirements are of the culture. I'm telling you what the requirements are of the culture. We are our own worst enemies. We are our own worst enemies. You think about that shit for a second. You got to be rich enough to have security, but you got to be cool enough to be able to walk around without them. And don't get too successful. Nigga, don't become a billionaire because now you a part of them folks. You sold out, nigga. You must have gave your shit over to the Illuminati. You're a part of the Illuminati if you get too rich, dog. Hold on, wait a minute. And not only that, now you got the corporations, because see, if you get rich enough and you get too visible, now you got to fight on three fronts, because now you really in the swamp. See, the hood ain't where the real fight at. The hood ain't dangerous. The hood is just a bunch of niggas that's catching a bunch of niggas slipping. Corporate America, that's where the real hood is. If you want to know where the real cutthroat is, it's in politics, it's in corporate America. But we able to endure that shit because we come from the hood. Here's the caveat. When you get successful, they coming for your neck. So they gonna want equity into your shit. They're gonna want to be able to control you. They're gonna want to be able to tell you what to do. They're gonna want to have a cut of your profits. They're gonna want to be a mafia over your shit. But while you fighting them, because you don't mind fighting them, this is what you do. You stress the fuck up fighting them while you trying to fight them and give your own people jobs and help break them through the door. Now you got a bunch of niggas that's still in the hood, aka the internet, whining and complaining about what you ain't doing for the community. Trying to throw Sully on your name, trying to tell niggas that make up rumors that's out of thin air, and nobody has ever been able to provide one piece of proof whatsoever. I just showed y'all what I was driving 7 years ago, and they will sit there and try to tell you that you got your money from insurance, even though my dad was poor as fuck. Somehow, insurance paid my father that we didn't have. Why the fuck they didn't pay for the funeral then? Why insurance ain't paid for the fucking funeral? Why they didn't cover my parents' tax debt obligations that I didn't even know that they had until we got there? Because I could tell you how the funeral was paid for. That's what I'm trying to understand. What the fuck is going on out here? Call my bro.
Yo, what up, dog?
What up, Dre? Hey, I'm on a live stream. I got a question for you.
Okay.
The internet thinks that I got my money from an insurance payout from my father's death.
Okay, that's funny. All right.
How do we pay? Remember who all paid for the funeral?
Yeah.
Who all paid for the funeral?
You paid for it initially, and we just gave you reimbursed you our half.
Did we ever get any insurance money?
No. I wish, but that would have been nice. But no. No. That's what. How did the internet get that?
I don't know. I don't know where it came from, bro.
Just another bogus.
Because they trying to say that I didn't get it out the mud. They trying to say that I got a leg up by getting insurance money or a payout or something.
No, that ain't true at all. Ground up, baby.
I don't know why they wanted to. They trying to say I didn't even work at the plant.
Man, well, that's the internet for you, right? Seriously, I mean, if you paid attention to all of the stuff that they say, you'll be out of reality.
Do you remember how many? You remember how many hours a day we used to work?
16. That was all we could work. 16. But if we could, we'd work more. But yeah, 16 at the most. Now, you talking about total?
No, I'm talking about per day.
Yeah, per day. But we used to call ourselves the what was it? The 100-hour club.
Yep.
Yeah, that was nothing. That's how we got what we got from the beginning. Yeah. No, ain't no man. I wish I'd have got paid from an insurance company. That would have been nice, but no. Don't listen to these people, dude.
I just wanted to, because sometimes I just call out of the blue to get your perspective, or just to level set, because they try to make it seem like we somehow came up off some money somewhere out of the blue from my father.
Yeah, they don't know us then. We actually come from old money. So, I mean, not that we was rich, but trust me, we always made our own way. It wasn't from no leg up or,
we just hustlers. That's what we do. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna run up our own bag, and we've been getting money for a long time, way before this internet.
Right.
Way before the internet, we've been running up a bag.
Right.
All right, I appreciate you.
All right, bro.
We gonna outwork you niggas. We gonna get more money than you niggas. We gonna 100% own everything that we own. We gonna just get it. We hustlers. This is what our city is. This is what my family is. Nigga, we've been working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week since the beginning. We've been getting money before the internet. Nigga, before the internet was ever a thing, before the internet was ever popular, we've been getting money for a long time. Look, it's always gonna be a nigga. Always gonna be a nigga. Nigga, shut your deformed face ass up, bitch. Typing in all caps. Shut your deformed face ass up, T-Rex arms having motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about you niggas. Nigga, don't tell me how to operate on my platform, nigga. You subscribe to me. Suck my dick. Head looking like Martin. Ain't even been in a fight. Shut your big head ass up. Nigga, you on the internet with your girl in your profile pic. Y'all share profiles too, nigga? Shut your bitch ass up. I don't want to hear you niggas. Suck my dick. Niggas is always talking shit. Nigga, you subscribe to me, not the other way around. Anyways, y'all ready to continue on with the show? Y'all knew it was going to be that type of show because it's always some bitch ass. It ain't never even a woman. It's always a nigga that's typing hard in the chat. Nigga, go back to work. Ain't you on your lunch break? You on your lunch break, nigga? Go back to work. Nigga, get your benefits up. Nigga, November about to be here, and you know they cutting off food stamps. Get back to work, nigga. It's 2,000 people in here to see me, not you, Otis. Look, nigga don't even know how to talk. That cousin, bro, SSA, dude. I sub did. Get on your SSAs, boy. I'ma type it backwards so it can. You can just type it regular, nigga. It ain't no censor. It ain't no censoring in the chat, bitch. And I ain't gonna censor you. I think you a hoe. I think you a hoe. I'm looking at you, nigga. I know a hoe when I see one. Only hoes go at other niggas while typing in all caps and putting their words backwards like you tough. I think you a bitch in real life. In real life, nigga, you tuned in to get some information. Shut the fuck up and take the game. We don't want to hear from you, nigga. This ain't a you thing, this a me thing. They here to see me, nigga. Play your position. Shut the fuck up. Move them goddamn chairs in the back, nigga. The fuck is you talking about? Nigga can't even type right. And what type of nigga is a real nigga that's out here putting this shit in all caps, then lowercase, all caps, and then lowercase? Because I like to share the receipts so that you niggas understand exactly what's going on. Nigga, be in your own profile pic by yourself. Hey, can you take this picture of me and my girl? And then you uploaded that shit. You went on YouTube and you said, yep, this is my profile. This is my profile picture. It's the best picture that I can come up with. Weird ass nigga. All right, y'all, let's continue. Y'all ready to get started with the show? Can you take a pic of me and my girl? Hey, listen, y'all gotta give me grace. He said, Anton, listen, give me grace. It's been one of them weeks where you just had to start checking niggas and start putting niggas in their place. You nigga, I would never go and write on another nigga's chat some dumbass shit like that. You know what kind of hater niggas you are? You just like Kane and Belly. Subscribe to hate. Subscribing to hate ass nigga. Get your punk ass out of here. Don't kick him. Let that nigga breathe. Let that nigga come and get the game and get this entertainment like everybody else. Ain't shit else to watch but me, nigga. That's my new hoe, B-Dot. Nigga probably gonna go change his name now. Niggas be talking. As one of Kenyon's friends, I believe it. I believe it. Let me read some of these super chats, so we're going to go ahead and get it popping. AD just want to say thank you. I love you, and you a blessing. I love you too, baby. I love you too, my baby. Y'all don't know that. Mika is my baby. That's my baby girl right there. You can't say nothing wrong. My friend stuff late last night. Facts. KB the Hybrid says, what up there, AD? Currently going through arbitration with a bad contractor. Might be a Patreon question, but how do you determine a contractor is good to work with for your properties? I think that the biggest way for you to determine whether or not a contractor is good, because you're going to go through some bad ones, right? You're going to go through some bad ones. You're going to go through some dudes that's not so good. What I usually do is I go through people that's recommending other people. So most of the contractors that I have was specifically recommended to me through my architect, because my architect has been building homes for well over 30 years, right? So everything that I do is recommended based off of somebody else. When they reach out to people, then that's what it is that I do. But let me tell you another thing that you want to do. It's not just the contractors. It's also how you pay them. So if you, damn, I can't be giving you this insight. Go through other people. Your contractor should be recommended through other people. But I'm not going to tell you how you can ensure that they're doing their job, because even if you get a good contractor, they still could be stringing you along and not working as quick as they're supposed to. So I'll share that type of information inside of the portfolio. Hey, Anton, I just upgraded my tier on Patreon. We lit. Shout out to my girl, Aaliyah. What up, Aaliyah? What up, Aaliyah? What's up, baby? Yeah. Oh, did I put the Patreon link in the description? Shoot. Hold on. I got y'all. I got to put the Patreon link in the description of the video. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon, y'all. There it is. Thank you, Azriel. All right, so the Patreon is pinned to the top of the chat. Let's get this money, y'all. And don't be MIA no more, Aaliyah. Dang, Anton, back in the day, you look like Rick Ross' little brother, Rodney Ross. Shout out to my dog, C Keys. Where you been at? You've been MIA too. I ain't seen you in a while. Ashera's oldest daughter. What up? Where you been at? Hey, Anton, it's Brittany B. I know I'm late as heck, but your girl was out becoming a six-figure earner before years even out. Congratulations on 1 million subs. Amazing and super proud of you. Salute to all the bag chasers. Love you all. What's up, Brittany? Changed your name, but it's still you. What's up? Do y'all know that Brittany B? My first time in DC, we actually went to walk DC together. So we went to the White House. We did all of that. So shout out to Brittany B. Yeah, one of my originals. Whiskey Pierre says, Anton Shalom, Sir Detroit, really that beautiful? It's dope, bro. I mean, I'm showing it to you in real time. Literally. Change the narrative says Mary Sheffield going to mess it up. She was at the Jeezy concert shaking her hips. Don't need a hip hop mayor. I can't criticize her because I don't have anything to criticize her about. But if she do something wrong, we'll hold her accountable. If she does everything right, then we'll give her credit. So I can't say anything. Clearly, she's going to be the next mayor of Detroit. I don't like that. I don't like that pastor. I'm not voting for no pastor to become the mayor of the city of Detroit. I don't need that shit. So she gonna be the next mayor. It is what it is. We're gonna have to support her. We're gonna have to give her all of the support that she can get, and go from there. So, you know, it is what it is, and we just gonna have to hold her accountable, good or bad. We're gonna have to give her props or hold her accountable based off of what she does, and we're gonna go from there. Rob O.C. said, I'm in Memphis, so much to invest into. Can I get a Memphis block club? I'm gonna come to Memphis. And I'm gonna tour it myself, and I'm gonna give it to you on the ground. Equal Opportunity Smoke says Memphis is the distribution capital of the world. J-Dub says these liberal cities are the prodigal son. Manny Plays PC says, damn, why New York got to be the gay son? I rebuke. It's a lot of zestiness over in New York. Nellie Cannon says Indiana could benefit from the fall of Chicago, specifically Gary. They could. They absolutely could. Chris Cunningham says, AD, happy Friday. Today is my 1-year anniversary of being in marriage. Congratulations, my friend. What advice do you have to be successful year over year? I'm going to tell y'all the same thing I always say. Focus 98, 99% of your energy on the things that you like about the person and 1 to 2% on the things that you don't necessarily care about. Stop focusing on the bad. Stop focusing on what a person ain't doing and start spending more time on the stuff that they do right. For my employees, anybody will tell you, anybody that works for me, your car will tell you, right? Your car has been with me for a while, but he's just got upgraded into a new position, and the car is actually killing it. He's doing a phenomenal job. He's doing an incredible job assisting me and continuing to do what it is that I do and freeing up my time. It was the best hire. And this is one of the things I also do is I always hire people that I know, people that I could become familiar with if I could control it. The car will tell you, like, when I talk to people, when I call him, I don't criticize or I don't say, hey, I don't like this or this and that. I say, yo, first of all, I lead with the thing that I love because it's authentic. And I'm saying, man, I like what you're doing over here. Bro, you really killing it on this. Man, I don't even have to do this no more. So on and so forth. And then I say, hey, I want to tweak this right here. Or can you do this for me? And it's the same thing in a relationship, right? If you in a relationship with your girl, and let's say you like your clothes folded up a certain way, right? I'm not going to say, oh, you don't know how to fold my stuff, or, oh, I don't do this. And I do it differently. I say, hey, come here, baby. Let me show you something. Look at this. This is how they fold it at the hotels. It's not about what you say, it's how you say it. Baby, this is how they fold it up at the hotels. I was at this hotel one time, and I seen the housekeeper and the maid folding it up. And so I looked it up on the internet, and this is how they fold it up at the hotels. This is how I keep it more compact so I can fit more stuff in there. So I'm not telling her what to do. I'm leading her with action. You see what I'm saying? That's the 1 to 2%. I'm not telling her what to do. I'm leading her with action. That's how you teach a woman. That's how you deal with her. You got to deal with her. You got to be firm, but you have to be soft at the same time. And so I always lead with things that ain't even relevant to what we doing, but then I bring it back into what we got going on. You understand what I'm saying now? So the key to being successful in a relationship is to be consistent, and it's to focus on the things that you like, and the things that you don't like is to lead with wisdom. You got to work on that, TM? Yeah, we all got stuff that we need to work on. And then that's when they're going to be like, I just want to make sure that you're doing, I just want to make sure that I serve you. I just want to do it the way you want me to do it. And then I say, don't worry about that. Let's just enjoy life. Because I know that she's going to catch it because she's smart. That's the key to being successful in a relationship. It ain't got to be hardly no arguments. 0 arguments. Yo, Ma says these mother effers are cooked, lost cause, no saving them. I won't go crazy trying. Carrington Love Jr. says that's real, Anton. I've been running experiments on my girl recently. When I'm bad to her, she focuses on me and does things I tell her to do. That's what's best for her. But you still got to lead with reward. You know what I'm saying? Yep, Air Force Energy Friday says chat for more. Slam Newton said you had me laughing, calling King into nobody. Mr. Lot says how it look when they take the picture again. Hey, take a picture of me with my girl. Did you get it? Oh, thanks. Thank you, bro. Thank you for taking a picture of me and my girl. I take pictures with y'all all the time. I know how y'all do it. Brandon says, hold on, let me come to that. Gotta have a woman that will listen. Oh, they'll listen if they like you. Women only don't listen to men that they don't care about. They will listen if they like you. If they like you, if they adore you, if they want to be with you, they're going to listen. If they don't give a fuck about you, but they feel like you need to qualify to be with them, they're going to make you jump through hoops. If they're not listening, they don't like you, they're tolerating you, or they're using you. If you got a woman that don't listen to you, she does not like you, fam. All women listen to men that they like. They want to be led by men that they like. Even the ones that's pieces of shit, they're hoping that that nigga get to the point to where he can actually lead her. Y'all gotta stop talking to women that don't like y'all. Let me listen. Stop talking to women that don't like you. That's just not for you. Stop trying to convince them that I'm a good man, all of this other stuff and all of that. They don't like you. And that's not a bad thing, because it's women that don't like me either. Not a lot of them. Not a lot of them that don't like me, but it is what it is. It's women that don't like, it's women that don't, every guy got a girl somewhere that don't necessarily care about him. Fuck it. It is what it is. It's cool. Nigga, you only one person. Everybody can't like you. You can only fuck so many at a time. You can only fuck one at a time, maybe two. Right? But if they don't like you, then it's cool. Then get with the people that like you. Would you stay at a job if they don't like you? No, you will be looking for another job. I know y'all love me, but I got to use myself as an example. Some are incapable. Well, then why you with them? And that's not true either, because they all capable depending on the guy that they with. Trust me. All women change for men that they like. All of them. They will leave every fucking thing. They will leave everything. They will move to another state. They will leave their fucking parents. They will quit their job if you tell them to do. If they believe in you, if they love you and they believe in you, boy, nigga, they will jump off a fucking bridge without even thinking, blindfolded. Congratulations, K. Cooper. They all listen. Just depends on what it is. Bruh mad because he driving around in his girl Altima with the bedazzled steering wheel and the eyelashes on it, says Chris H. Carrington Love Jr. says you just killed that monologue, Anton. I've done extensive research on the Black community as well, social demographics and psychological observation, Black colleges, Black churches, and bad culture. Talk about it. Spitting Fire says, hello, Kenyon. I know you in the bushes. David Brown says, how do I purchase one of those hats? I'm gonna put a link up within a week. I think I gotta call Slimmy. I'm gonna put a link up in the week. No More Excuses says, what up though? I got 100% on my test, so I had to tune in to you. My brother also bought my house last year in the city and now is worth 80,000 more. You get it then. Than when I purchased it. Shout out to No Excuses. Nichelle, happy birthday, Nichelle. Says I'm 40 today. I had to say how much I appreciate you. Our cash offer was accepted for our first commercial property. Bag Chasers, we still running it up. If y'all want to tap into the Patreon, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Nichelle, one of my bag chasers, is running it up out here in these streets. Martin Muhammad says, great show, AD. This is your UAD high brother. Oh, what up, though? What's up to my Cubs? The Cubs is in the building. Nice donation on Jason's platform. Shout out to Martin Muhammad. What up, Martin? What up, though? Yeah, shout out to my Cub brethren out here in these streets. Did you see the horrific trucker accident in California? We're going to talk about that too. Anton, you need me to send my resume? I got your Instagram profile. That is your resume. Yeah, see how I just did that? Anton, you want me to send my resume? Nah, I got your Instagram profile. I know what you're working with. I know what you vote. Question is, are you moving to Detroit? You know what I'm saying? Now you got ties on you. You got ties on you. You got things that's holding you up. You got things that's holding you up. You got other niggas around you that's preventing you from getting what you need to get out of this lifetime. You got things that's slowing you down. Because I don't need nobody coming with you. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no baggage. When I tell somebody to move, I want them to drop everything. When I tell somebody to move, I want them to drop everything. I don't want nobody, I don't want you to have no baggage. You know what I'm saying? Because when you move, you're not just committing to the job, you're committing to me. So you got to come by yourself. You got to come by yourself. You got to come by yourself. So, okay. All right. All right, bet. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And don't be having no niggas getting mad at me, sending me threats inside of my DMs either. Maggie, the substitute teacher. What up, Maggie? That's my girl, Maggie. I used to love watching all of your content. Maggie, the substitute teacher in the building. Yeah. What up, Maggie? Says congratulations on 1 million subscribers. What's happening? What's up, Maggie? What's going on? Mark Muhammad says, boy, that was hard to hear, but so true. I repeat, as 80 said, men, women who don't listen to you don't like you. Recap room says, Anton, have you ever made anyone 6 figures? We got to get into the show, y'all. I'm getting distracted. We got to get into the show, y'all. I'm getting distracted. I'm just taking care of some business real quick. Gmail. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. Y'all ready to get into the show? All right. Just had to take care of something really, really quick. Y'all ready to get started with the show? I'm pretty sure there's some people in the chat that had already let you know and answered that last question. Let me get rid of these super chats, and then we gonna go ahead and get started with the show. I need to clear this out. Also, want to acknowledge the Cash Apps, and again, I appreciate y'all. Thank you to everybody that continue to hold us down, and then we gonna run it up. So I'm gonna continue to read super chat shortly. What was I about to do? Oh, Cash Apps. Spencer Campbell, I appreciate you. Thank you, Spencer Campbell. Mike, that dude, said, "What up, though?" Thank you. And then Christopher Williams. Thank you, Christopher Williams, for holding me down. Yeah, this is like the Millionaire Afternoon Show. We'll get it together. We'll get it together. Yes, we're just now getting started. All right, let's see what we want to talk about first. We got liberal Anton off the streets. Okay, we good off of that. Let's start here. Let's start here.
Did you defraud these people out of millions of dollars?
Right. Good.
I text you the address.
All right. I got you.
The word on the street is that this is actually a situation where it might have been, and let me be very, very careful with my words here because I'm actually a fan of Chauncey. I think that Chauncey was a great point guard. I think that life can happen to any of us. And so let me say the same thing that I say to everybody else is that it's innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. All right. I know that everybody wants to jump to conclusions. Everybody want to throw him under the bus. Everybody want to say something negative to him or negative about him. And I am going to have my assumptions and my commentary based off of what is happening. But I also want to say that we have to remember that you are not guilty in the court of public opinion, and it is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. Now, with that being said, let me give you what my synopsis of this situation is. I think that NBA players go through lulls. They go through situations where they have tough periods and tough points in their life. All right. I think that they then endear themselves to people that they owe money to, like the mafia and stuff like that. And so they may do a situation where it's like, I'm going to do this for a little bit, or I'm going to do this for 1 year or 2 years or whatever, so on and so forth. And then the mafia is like, nah, you too much of an earner. You making too much money. We want you to continue. And so I think that a lot of times these players get caught up when they're younger. I don't even think this is a part of something that he did right now. I think that he's been on the up and up, taking care of his business on top of things. And there's no way in the world that you'll tell me that Chauncey Billups will fumble his coaching job with the Portland Trail Blazers and that is something that he's willing to put on the line. I don't believe that at all. I do believe a lot of these people get involved, and you have a whole lot of people that's pulling on you, that's in your ear. You get caught up on some money type stuff. Somebody say, hey man, I can make this work for you. Next thing you know, you tied in with some people doing some stuff that you don't want to do, and you never could really get out, and it's always going to come back to haunt you. That's why I always say I am careful of who it is that I get involved with and whether or not I want to participate with certain people in my life. When I say I have to actually look at you as a decent person to do business with you, that a person with bad character, just because they are successful or just because they can get money, is not a person that I want to do business with. I'm not talking about your personal life. Nigga, I don't care if you smoke trees. I don't care what's happening in your domestic life with your chick. I don't care about any of that. I'm talking about your business reputation. Have you ever done anybody dirty? Have you ever been involved in some stuff that you ain't supposed to be in? Are you cool with, are you in the streets like that? How long have you been on the streets? Why? Because me being tied up with you could jam me up, and this shit could come back to haunt me. I'm up here doing a big deal 10 years from now. I'm trying to get a fucking deal with Netflix or something like that, trying to do my 20, 30, 40, 50 M's. And next thing you know, they pull some shit back in 2020 of when I was tied up with your ass. And now that's coming back to haunt me, and it's going to cost me 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying is I don't associate myself with people that's not doing what they're supposed to do from a business perspective, right? It just could cost me, it could cost me too much in my future. Real talk. Like everybody got their own personal life that they do. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But if you out here in these streets or you involved with some people that I think is a little bit more seedy, I can't, bro. I can't. I can't involve myself in it. Meanwhile, Cash Patel was on. Let me close that out. Cash Patel pulled up on Fox News to talk to. Well, he was speaking about Stephen A. Smith.
Here with me exclusively is FBI Director Kash Patel. He was also at that roundtable the president held this afternoon, which I couldn't stop watching. Director Patel, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We're going to get to this bust of this gambling ring in a moment, but Governor Pritzker and others are creating these apps and databases to track ICE agents. Is there any movement in the administration to pursue, prosecution or charges against individuals who are impeding law enforcement to that capacity?
Hey, Laura, it's great to be with you. And absolutely. And because of the power of President Trump and the team that he has built, not just in the public sector and the government sector, but the private sector, he and our Attorney General.
Wait. They had stuff from Lori Lightfoot on this? Jesus. Good God Almighty. Lord, look at this hellscape. That's who they should have cast. They should have cast her in Black Phone too. I know he was going to speak to her. And this situation, but good God, great balls of fire. Jesus Christ. To think that Chicago actually elected Lori Lightfoot to be mayor of Chicago is insane to me. I don't know why that is so insane to me. I don't know why that is so insane to me that they decided that Chicago genuinely said, I am going to vote for Lori Lightfoot. It is insane to me, bro. And then you got to play to your strengths. You know what I'm saying? So let's say, for example, you are like Lori Lightfoot and you thinning out your edges and you're stressed out and all of this is missing at the top. You can't be gay too. Good God. All right, let me see if I can find a part where he was supposedly talking about Antifa. Okay, here we go. This is what he was talking about.
Director, I want to turn to this massive mafia-linked NBA gambling ring. That was so out of pocket. Like, it surprised me today. You announced it today, 2 operations, Nothing But Net and Royal Flush, they were called. It almost kind of sounds like a movie script. So Miami Heat, their guard Terry Rozier and former player Damon Jones involved. Also, Portland Trailblazers head coach Chauncey Billups, dozens of others arrested in connection with this. What do the American people need to know about this and sports betting, poker, the mafia involved? What do we need to know?
It's simple. We follow the money. And look, while the NBA is a piece of this, they are just a piece of that. And what the American people should know is this FBI has no business in being the morality police. We are the police and the enforcement of the laws. If you break the law, we're coming for you, whether you play in the NBA, coach in the NBA. And these individuals got in bed with La Casa Nostra and 4 of the 5 major crime families in New York City to create gambling empires, to rob people of their money, to extort people, to commit acts of wire fraud, to rig games and poker games and basketball games just so they can make a few extra bucks. And then they had the protection of the mafia in New York around this country so that they could continue the scheme to fleece innocent victims of tens of millions of dollars. That's what the FBI and the American people need to understand, that we showcase today a nationwide takedown of over 30 individuals involved in this scheme. And we are doing it because they committed acts of illegality. It has nothing to do with legal gambling, and it has everything to do with those in positions of power in places like the NBA getting in bed with La Casa Nostra and committing acts of extortion, fraud, money laundering, and wire fraud, and so many other crimes. And this investigation, by the way, today, this massive takedown that the FBI led in multiple jurisdictions, coordinating arrests across dozens of cities, is just the start. This investigation is very much ongoing. And as I said at the news conference in New York today, if you didn't do anything wrong or illegal, there's nothing to worry about. And so when people start chirping at us that we're coming after them for sports betting and the like, they're sounding to start like Governor Pritzker, who's just looking for a pot shot on TV.
That was a shot at Stephen A. Smith specifically.
How long has this investigation been going on? Did an informant tip you off?
Well, I can't get into the nature of how we got onto this, but
answer is yes.
It's been going on for some time. As you can imagine, ferreting out a system where they literally had scanners at the poker tables, where they literally had professional athletes in the NBA walk off the court so their proposition bets could be met, is a coordinated scheme with La Casa Nostra and the individuals that we arrested today. And it's been going on for some time. And we are going to continue to work this investigation and those that have been arrested today to make sure that illegal gambling empires embedded with the La Casa Nostra are brought down, whether they're in the NBA or anywhere else.
Yeah, down the street. By the way, this was so wild. Stephen A. Smith, the sports commentator, suggested that this was revenge from the president for all the kind of left-wing activism of the NBA. Your response to that, 15 seconds.
I'm the FBI director. I decide which arrests to conduct and which not to conduct. That may be the single dumbest thing I've ever heard out of anyone in modern history, and I live most of my time in Washington, D.C. It's right up there with Adam Schiff. We arrest people for crimes.
That was dumb. I heard Stephen A. Smith say that dumbass shit, and I was like, what is wrong with him? Honestly, I know that Stephen A. Smith said that he had to do anesthesia or something like that because he had a double root canal or whatever. But Stephen A. Smith said one of the dumbest things that I've ever heard in my entire life. This dude said an ongoing multi-year investigation from a sports gambling ring that was run by the mafia, that's not even done being arrested on and dealt with, but that former and current NBA players as well as coaches participated in gambling schemes and gambling rings to conspire to rip people off. Stephen A. Smith said that's Trump's revenge. Of all of the things that I've seen said about Trump, and I'm talking about no Kings rallies and everything, bro. People saying that he coming after black people and all of this stuff. That has probably got to be the dumbest statement said by anybody with a major platform. Anybody with a major platform that thinks that Trump gives a flying F about I just couldn't believe that Stephen A. Smith said no dumb junk like that. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Crown says, as the resident Kenyan, as the resident Kenyan of the bag chasers, I'd like to petition Kenyon Martin to be referred exclusively as Kmart. He's ruining the name. That used to be one of his nicknames. Best in the lobby says, is it too late to get in on the Tesla giveaway? We haven't even finished announcing that yet. We still putting that together. I'm gonna try to announce it in November or something like that. Brandon McMillan says, what up, though? No, it's not too late. I haven't even launched it yet. Supreme by Nature TV says, I heard Kenyon is now under the front seat crying. 80, that thrash was a masterclass, had me clutching my chest, and I'm a bystander. Mr. Lott says, Lori looked like the dryer lint. Her hair did look like that. Flyboys Trucking says, what up, though? Niniola says, what up, though, from the UK? What up to all my people? What up? I appreciate y'all. Yeah, that's my hoe ride on politics. That's my hoe. Y'all know who it is. All right. I think that, I don't know, man. I hope that he tied. I hope that Stephen A. Smith turns out okay. I mean, not Stephen A. Smith, Chauncey Billups. I don't really care as much about Terry Rozier. You know, it is what it is, but I hope that Chauncey come out of this clean. While we there, let's go over to the California. They said that California issued over, what did they say, 2,000 CDLs? 60,000. California issued over 60,000 CDLs. Is that true? To illegal migrants, specifically. Hold on, I got you.
Another deadly truck crash involving an illegal immigrant driver. Police say the 21-year-old Indian truck. Another deadly truck crash involving an illegal.
You see this? Are y'all watching this? Look at this.
Another deadly truck crash involving another deadly
Imagine
truck
you sitting there. You're sitting there in traffic. You're minding your business. You're not even in the fast lane. All the way over to the left. And a massive truck comes and just 100% wipe you out. And look at this.
Another deadly truck crash involving an illegal immigrant driver. Police.
As soon as you hit the red car, it just bursts into flames.
Another deadly truck crash involving an illegal immigrant driver. Police say the 21-year-old Indian national was on drugs, never even touched his brakes before he caused a fiery crash that killed 3 people in Southern California on Tuesday. He was released into the United States during the Biden administration after crossing the southern border illegally. That was back in 2022. Reaction from acting ICE Director Todd Lyons in moments, but first to our William LaJeunesse, who's following the stories live in Los Angeles. That video, William, crazy. Is nothing short of horrific.
Yeah, he never slowed down. But John, you know, many of these incidents never make national news. Remember the Oklahoma Highway Patrol? They arrested 125 illegal immigrants driving big rigs at a single checkpoint. 85% had a commercial driver's license the feds said they never should have had. Just like this driver, as you mentioned, Jashanpreet Singh, an Indian national arrested Tuesday on 3 counts of vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated. He's in court later today. The crash happened outside L.A. Singh, on an 18-wheeler, slams into the back of an SUV before plowing into multiple other vehicles in the same lane, then crashing into those 2 trucks on the shoulder.
This dude was flying.
The driver was transported for injuries to a local hospital, and at the hospital he was arrested for driving under the influence of drugs.
Singh's not alone. A few months ago in Florida, you remember this illegal immigrant with a
Why they all got on the same kid? Why they all got on the same kit? Why they all got on these genie hats? Let me let this play out.
California, CDL, killed 3 during an illegal U-turn. Then California also gave a CDL to this semi-driver who killed a motorist in Texas. The trucker only spoke Mandarin. And check out this post last week from Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy of a foreign driver headed into oncoming traffic.
You are going the wrong way down the freeway. You are committing a felony right now. Okay, what I'm doing, sir?
So now listen to the U.S. driver again try to communicate in plain English what to do next.
Turn your hazard lights on for one. Turn your hazard lights on now. Your hazard lights, your blinkers. Your blinkers, turn your hazard lights on. They're on, okay.
So the federal audit found California had issued 62,000 CDLs to drivers who entered illegally, John, or do not have a permanent legal status as required by the feds. California sanctuary laws prohibit asking applicants their immigration status. Governor Newsom said there's not a problem. Back to you.
Did I hear you right? Did you say 62,000?
That's correct.
Imagine, because see, I remember when people were mad because the Trump administration had said that they're going to make it a requirement to enforce the law, and that drivers of major, like somebody said in the chat, 80,000-pound missiles were going to be required to speak English and to be legal migrants inside of the United States of America. Drivers that were here in the United States of America were going to be required to speak English in order to be able to have a CDL and to drive trucks inside of the United States of America. So Trump said that that is what was going to be the requirement. And do you know that they actually got mad at that? They got mad at Trump for saying that we are going to require for these people to be able to speak English, read road signs, all of that type of stuff. Man, these people don't even speak fucking English. They don't even speak the language. I don't even drive in other countries when I go there because, first of all, I don't know what all of their laws are. Secondly, I don't like driving on the opposite side of my steering wheel. I'm used to being left side driving. They be right side driving half of the time. I don't even like to drive in other countries. I literally just catch cabs or Ubers most of the time. Like if you go down to certain parts of Mexico, you can catch an Uber or whatever like that. You can usually just use your regular Uber app and stuff. And so I don't even like to drive. I get, people that's there recommended straight from the hotel to be able to take me wherever it is that we want to go and all of that stuff. And you have to really plan your stuff out. Or I just walk. I get into an area, or I'll go to an area. I'll have my hotel in an area that's really touristy. And then I just walk because I don't want the responsibility of getting into an accident in another country. I'm insured here. I have my driver's license here. I have my registration here. And I'm cool just rocking out here. And these people don't even speak English, and they are driving trucks. They have a CDL license. How are you able to get a CDL license? And they didn't just get it, they got 62,000 of them. 62,000 of them. When I seen Kevin McCall crying on back on Fig's couch, I was thinking to myself, dog, you just need to go get your CDL. I'm so tired of this one guy. Hold on, let me see his name. This nigga been dusty for a long time. Every once in a while, I'll go ahead and put somebody out of their misery. They beg me for it. There you go, big dog. God bless you. Good luck now. But they beg me for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they begging these people to go over and get a CDL, and they issue 62,000 CDLs in the state of California alone. How are they able to get this CDL and they don't even speak English? How are they able to get their CDL and they don't even speak English. That don't even make sense to me. Then somebody got to lose their life. Now, I would like for all of these pro-illegal migrant people, I would like for all of these pro-illegal migrant people to go and protest on his behalf. Because, see, if you ask him about it, they're going to act like they don't know nothing about it. Who? What? An illegal migrant killed a bunch of people on the freeway driving on the wrong side of the street? Oh, I don't know nothing about that, but I believe they should be able to be here. We shouldn't have to enforce the same rules that's enforced across the world on illegal migrants inside of the United States of America.
My goodness, it's a federal audit.
William Legionnaires for us. William, thank you so much. Let's bring in the acting ICE director, Todd Lyons. I was really taken aback with what William just said, that California gave out 62,000 CDL licenses. What do you make of that?
Well, John, what's even scarier than that is some of those were real IDs, right? So those individuals who aren't supposed to be in the country, anyways, can get on aircraft.
And let me also say this because in order to enforce a rule, in order to prevent something from going wrong, you have to have multiple people. You have to have multiple people to hold people accountable so that you'll have layers to prevent certain things from happening. So I'll give you an example. Biden administration shouldn't have let a bunch of illegal migrants in. Okay, so that's one layer broken. Then California should have never allowed for them to be able to get their license. Okay, so another layer broken. Companies should have never hired somebody that couldn't speak English. So you're talking about 3 different layers. That's why when you look at corruption, that's why when you look at politics, that's why when you look at where the money is going, it has to pass so many different layers that are all working together in order for certain things to be able to happen. So it shouldn't get past one of these layers. It's supposed to stop it. Somebody is supposed to stop it. Hey, man, what we doing? So just like we're holding the states accountable, I think that we should be also holding these companies accountable. That we should also hold the companies accountable that hire them. You cannot have this many layers of brokenness when it comes to illegal migrants inside of these countries and then be able to justify it. All of these companies has been getting unfair advantages by hiring people that they know are not supposed to be here in the United States of America. They should be held accountable also. And they should be either held accountable or removed from the marketplace altogether. And then that way we making sure that the people that actually get the work or get the bids or get the companies or whatever, they should be the ones that benefit the people that actually hire American workers. You got to put these people out of business, man. If you go out here and you do something, hey, go sell a dime bag of Reggie. Go sell a dime bag of Reggie. Everything that you'd have never bought in your life, they're going to say you got it with drug proceeds and they're going to try to confiscate it. They're going to say, hey, this is police property now. They're going to take your cars. They're going to take your house. They're going to try to take your girl if you get them. Go sell a dime bag of Reggie and get popped. And you on the wrong side of the law and you on the wrong side of somebody's bad attitude. They're going to take everything you got and say you got it with drug proceeds. But these big companies, these big corporations that's hiring all of these illegal migrants is able to get away with murder, basically. I'm telling you, the real thugs is in corporate and is in politics. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty, 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 dirty game. They'll spend all of their time going after the turkey leg hut owners, which they should, because they should also, be held accountable. That doesn't absolve them. But they ain't spending no time talking to these big truck contractors. You want me to tell you why? You want me to tell you why places like the turkey leg hut, the owners and shit like that get caught up, but then you don't see big trucking companies get caught up? I'm about to give y'all some game. All right. I'm gonna give y'all some game. The reason why these black businesses that be booming. They may have a great product. They be having people out the door. It's two reasons why small businesses and black businesses get their head cracked. But big businesses, venomous, but big businesses get to continue to do business. You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. All right. The first reason is that we always involve our personal lives in the business. The one thing that you know about even Trump himself is that he may have dealt with his ex-wives and all of that, but guess what didn't happen? They didn't make a big stink about it. The only time, I'm going to give you a business lesson right now, okay? I'm about to help y'all out. The only time that higher class white people get in trouble when it comes to their relationships is if somebody discover it in the courts. You don't see people that got money having problems publicly and fucking up the money when it comes to the other side of the business. Listen, white people get divorced all the time and nobody gives a fuck about it. They be billionaires and trillionaires and all of this other type of stuff and millionaires and nobody gives a fuck. You know why? Because unlike you raggedy little niggas, they understand that it's a money play. So Susan is fucking on somebody else and she decided that she want to fuck up the family and leave her money. So they're going to have a fallout. And they're going to argue and they're going to whine and they're going to complain and they're going to go back and forth at each other. But guess what Susan is not going to do? Susan is not going to go to the shade room to tell on her husband about the fact that he's gay. And he been getting fucked in the butt with a butt plug by her. She not going to do that. That's some black shit. I'm going to tell you how white people move. Listen, this ain't even coming from out of my mouth. This is coming from people that I know that are in high places that understand the game. Susan is not going to fuck up the money. You know why? Because if Susan throw Johnny Boy over there under the bus, Susan fuck up her own bag because Susan don't want Johnny Boy to lose his endorsements. Susan don't want Johnny Boy to lose his business. Susan wants a portion, a piece of the business. She wants to still be involved. So what Susan is going to do is they going to work that shit out amongst themselves. Nakia from the fucking turkey leg hut, they going to go off and they going to be fighting inside of the car and they going to go and tell on each other and want to expose each other. That's the difference. That's the first way. That's the first way. Nobody talks. Everybody keep that shit in house because ain't nobody about to fuck up the money. Because if I fuck up the money, then I'm fucking it up for myself. I'm going to teach you niggas. I'm going to teach y'all how the game go. Because a lot of you niggas can't control what happens in your own household. Nigga, if you can't control your hoe, you don't deserve to be in business. Because if that hoe is running over to the shade room and you can't get no control over that hoe, and say, hey, shut your motherfucking mouth, cut your Instagram off, shut it down for a while. We'll come back and revisit it and see if you can open up your shit in 6 months. And if she don't say, oh, wait, you know what? You know, that's right. Okay, daddy. Then you don't deserve to be in business because the first thing that you got to do is you got to get your own house in order. Because if you can't get your house in order, your shit going to be in shambles. Your personal life is then going to become the first thing that everybody throws under there because people can't wait to say some dumb shit. Rule number one, never fuck up the money. Rule number one, never fuck up the money. Let me tell you another reason why black people end up on the shade room and white people and Jewish people and Asian people and other black people that got a whole lot of money, they never come to the forefront of the congregation. You want to know the other reason? Is because these niggas know how to pay their dues. You think... You want me to tell you what politics is like? Politics is an overglorified version of the mafia. You know why? Do you know why there's super PACs? Do you know why there such large political contributions. Do you know why people back other people? Is because people need other people in order to ensure that they can continue to do business if some dumb shit pop off. So for example, nigga, you over there fighting at the turkey leg hut, getting into it, and everything goes wrong. Whoever the owner of the CDL company is, them niggas is not even in the news. You don't even know who the people are that they work for, that these migrants are crashing and taking lives. Now, if we was in the hood, right, because this little funky hood rat that sucked some dick, okay, so she gave me some head. I don't even remember her name, but she feeling some type of way because I ain't call her back. Cool. Now this bitch want to go on the internet. She want to go on exposure.com and put all my business out there. You know why, nigga? Let me tell you the difference. First of all, they don't fuck with the help. They only fuck with people that got something to lose like them, because that means we both got a vested interest in losing. Second thing is, big companies pay their dues. They pay their dues. People that got money understand that everybody else got to get paid too. All right, cool. So we got to make sure that we take care of both sides. Don't you know that Trump donated to both Republicans and Democrats at the same fucking time? Nigga, it's business. This ain't personal. They pay their dues. They make sure that they take care of the people that are in power. They make sure that they contribute into people that get elected. They know that they got to spread the wealth. They not selfish. So we think that we could just go and buy a chain. Oh, nigga, you don't just go out and buy a chain. You got to make sure that everybody around you is taken care of. You got to make sure that the team is taken care of. You got to make sure that home is taken care of. And you got to make sure that the people is taken care of. And if the people ain't taken care of, if the people in the streets, the politicians, right, the business people, the chamber of commerce, if these niggas can't get in on it, if you not spreading the wealth, nigga, you not spreading, right? Because basically all you're doing is you're bringing in responsible parties to ensure that you are insulated against yourself. And so what people do that have money that Black people don't understand is that they make sure that everybody else is taken care of around them, and they don't turn on the people that are in business with them. And better believe that politicians are in business. Nigga, what you think, that all of these politicians just so happen to be all right? Let me ask you another question. Let's do it different. How many of y'all that if you got in trouble, never mind. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. Your network is also your net worth. All right? Your network is your net worth. Your network is your net worth. We don't contribute. We don't put no money on political campaigns. We don't donate to nobody. We not invited to the black tie dinners. We can't. Who calling you to go to Washington? Who calling you to go to the governor's ball? Who calling you to go to the mayor's ball? Who you know in your mayor's office? Who you know in your mayor's office? How many judges did you help elect? How many judges did you contribute to? I'm just asking. I'm trying to tell you that the game is different when you get to a certain level. You don't want to have that conversation. You don't want to have that conversation. You so busy hanging out with people that can't add no value into your life. And you wonder why you're still at the bottom. You want to be friends with celebrities. You want to be friends with celebrities. You don't want to really be friends with, you don't want to have no conversation with people that can actually help you. You so busy spending your time hanging out. You don't want to spend no time with somebody that can help you. But that's the difference between people that have money and people that don't. That's the difference between people that have money and people that don't. Everybody ain't playing the same game. Some people playing it a little bit differently. And so you need to pick and choose. You need to pick and choose. Let me read some of these super chats and then we're going to go on from there. Lagoon, what up to Lagoon? What's happening? What's going on? My friend says, I would love to see you do a Patreon on dealing with contractors. I can do that. Let me put that in my chat. Give me a second. Contractors. I can do that. Whatever my bag chasers want is what I'm going to talk about. Absolutely. I got you, Lagoon. I'm going to set that up. Courtney Egger Show says, what's good, AD? The Patreon on sponsorships was dope. You like that? I've already started implementing and tailoring emails for companies. I have my eye on, but that's secondary to making sure I'm still. Yeah. Yeah. Deacon Weasel says them folks can't drive and musky. Flip Flop Mafia again, says Chris H. Skinny Boy Morrison says, I'm a CDL Class A driver. This is one of the arguments for having robots take over driving. Deacon Weasel says, Kamala and Joe should be in prison for this crap. They ain't never going to prison, ever. Amethyst Angel says, companies are papered, passing tests using hidden cams and Bluetooth buds. Someone on the other end reads the screen, translates, and tells answers. Benny showed an interview reporting the interstate scammers. I believe it too. I believe it. Deacon Weasel says, I don't know what's worse, Umar doodoo toilets and him asking for donations, Stephen apologizing, or these folks smelling driving it. Chris H says, I watched a YouTube yesterday of a driver going through a DDOT inspection, Department of Transportation inspection here, and he asked if they're questioning if people can speak English, and he said from up top, they are not enforced to do it. Wow. Terrible People Podcast says, as a CDL holder myself, I have to make sure my license is in good standing. I have to make sure everything is always on the up and up, and I have to follow all those same requirements, but illegals. Eric D says, excellent show. Sometimes, listen, Eric D, sometimes I let people peek from behind the curtain a little bit. I'll say this. I think what I'm going to do is, because I like live streaming on Saturday also. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to live stream tomorrow, because I did it last Saturday and y'all enjoyed it. And so I think I'm going to do it this Saturday also. Instead of going for another half hour, I'm going to go for 2 hours plus tomorrow also. All right. So I know that y'all like Saturdays. And so I'm going to live stream tomorrow on a Saturday. Like when I go off script. I think that people that think that celebrities are big time and cool are completely missing a play. I don't worship celebrities, and part of the reason I don't worship celebrities is because I know that I know who celebrities are beholden to. Celebrities, basketball players, for the most part, not all of them, but most of them, basketball players, celebrities, all of these people are actually, they just faces. That's all they are. When people say shut up and dribble, they say that because they don't have any real power. I don't have celebrity worship culture over here because we don't give a fuck about celebrities. The real celebrities are the people that know how to pull the strings, and you don't even know who they are. There are people walking around every day that got more power and more tapped into the capital, in capital and money and investments, and know what's happening and going on in the city than these fucking celebrities. We don't worship these niggas. We don't have no. We like them for them dribbling basketballs and running footballs and doing shit like that. We don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers. They don't got no pull. They don't have no pull. And that's the honest to God truth. They have zero pull. We don't have celebrity worship culture because it's funny. People actually believe in their hearts that I don't get invites. I get invites at the top. I get invites everywhere. I don't have the same situations that y'all in. I can make a phone call at the bottom and I can make a phone call at the top. So we don't worship celebrities over here. We don't, and of course I'm not going to reveal everything that's happening behind the scenes. We cool. Like I sit courtside everywhere I go. And I always leave early. I sit courtside at every game I want to go to. It don't matter what city I'm in. Especially here in Michigan. You know why I'm so adamant about staying in Michigan is because I know what's going on in Michigan. So when I go to a game, I go late and I leave early. And it's a reason for that. And if you don't know, then you ain't nothing for you to know. But all I'm saying is I don't care about these niggas. Black people are the only ones that worship these former basketball players and shit like that. I don't give a fuck about these motherfuckers. They don't mean nothing to me. I don't look at these niggas as my friends. I don't look at singers and rappers and all of them motherfuckers as my friends. I don't care about them niggas. I'm too old to care about a fucking celebrity. I'm a grown man. I'm trying to figure out where the next money play is, where the next investment is, what property is being rezoned, what bids is coming up for this particular contract. Give a fuck about no goddamn celebrity. We know judges. We know who gonna be running. We know who all gonna be doing what. We know everything that's gonna happen before it happens. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm trying to figure out when the next let me be quiet. No goddamn celebrities. Y'all niggas up here worshiping niggas that used to be on ESPN and shit. Man, do I give a fuck about that? Always another nigga with no profile picture as usual. I spend more money. Anyways. So yeah, we're gonna do a show tomorrow. Just a light show today, show tomorrow. Just a brown girl in America. I appreciate you. Maria says, what up, though? What up, Maria? And congratulations to everybody that had a birthday. Congratulations to everybody that's running up a bag. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you for holding me down and contributing into the platform. You guys are absolutely awesome. All right? All right. All right. Yep, we're going to do coaching calls. I'm actually trying to figure out my dates. Yo, Super Chat got skipped, Bam Bam? Hold on. Let me see this. No, it didn't. Did it? Couldn't have. Got Eric D. I'm going back. Give me a second. Terrible people. Chris H. Deacon Weasel. Amethyst. It shouldn't have got skipped. Skinny Boy Morrison. Deacon Weasel. Why would I skip it? Did I really skip your Super Chat? I didn't mean to. I'm going back. I don't see it. Chris H. Deacon Weasel. Courtney Egger. Lagoon. Thank you, Lagoon, for the 100 ball. I'll deal with that inside of the Patreon. Absolutely. Lagoon. Niniola. I didn't see it. I didn't see it, Bam Bam. I'm sorry. I don't see it, bro. Oh, it was right before I fixed my camera. I'm sorry, bro. I genuinely didn't mean to miss it. I genuinely didn't mean to miss it, bro. Okay, you got an interview coming up. Any tips? Shit, Bam Bam. I don't even want to say that out loud because we talk about that in the Patreon and Interview Like a King. I'll just say this. People will give you the job if they like you, not if you're the actual best technical person for the job. Have your technical values and everything that you know what you're doing first, but that should only be 80, maybe 15 to 25%. Between 15 and 25% of the interview should be about the technicalities of the job. If you know what you're talking about, do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? So on and so forth. The other 75 to 85% of the conversation should be about whether or not you get along with people. Hey, what you used to do? You should be making friends with Kool-Aid. So you have to learn. You have to learn how to make them like you. The first way that you are able to learn how to make them like you is you need to do some research and ask the person that is setting up the interview who you are interviewing with. Now, Bam Bam, I'm not going to keep going further into this because I got a whole video on this and I got a second video that's coming out. But you need to ask the person who recruiting you, the person who's setting up the interview, exactly who you're going to be interviewing with. Find out their name, find out their LinkedIn, find out everything about them, find out their other social media platforms if they have it, and you need to be working behind the scenes. 95% of everything, and then when you're in the interview process, you're going to be slipping certain things in, right? So if I know that you used to work at X company, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do some research to tap in if I know anybody that used to work at that company. You know what I'm saying? So that way, when I'm slipping things in, I remember when I was interviewing, because you had to go through the interview process regardless of whether they recruited you or not, to work at Flagstar, because I was coming out of retirement. And so they naturally had to interview. A part of corporate culture is that they have to interview so many candidates, like minimum 2 or 3 other candidates or whatever like that, right? Because they have to post it publicly, even though you are the person that they are already looking to hire. So it's on you to lose it, not necessarily for somebody else to win it, right? And so I researched it because there was 3 other girls that was in the first interview. And then there was the Asian guy, and the Asian guy is the guy that I was telling y'all about that I ran into at MGM. And so I was researching the 3 other girls. I found out one was working out here. One had formerly worked at Quicken Loans. And, they understood the isms and all of this type of stuff. And so the isms is also something that Rocket Mortgage Quicken Loans that Dan Gilbert loves, and he beats it into the heads of his employees. So I would slip that in a conversation. And one of the people that I met with, and I'm really looking at him as a mentor because there's some stuff that I took from him that I implement in my life every single day. So, I've created my own isms. Now, I'm not going to mention to her that I know that she worked there, but because I looked at her LinkedIn, I understand that she probably knows the isms bought like the back of her hand because that's just a part of whatever the culture is over at Rocket Mortgage. And so naturally she gonna slip in and she gonna say, yeah. What do you know about the isms? And that's exactly what happened. She was like, what do you know about the isms? And all of that other type of stuff, right? So it's an art. Communication, which people don't work on, and being a people person is an art. It's an art. It's 100% an art. But again, I don't want to share too much because we talk about this type of stuff inside of the Patreon. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are the greatest audience on earth. Coach says, Uncle Anton, I'm liking that color of the bag Chaser said. Yeah, I'm going to get that out there for y'all as soon as possible. I got y'all. I got you. What did Angela Rice says? She says she's a ratchet something. Something ratchet. Sociology, it's ratchetness. What did she say that I had reviewed? What did Angela Rice say? She was something, a ratchetologist or something like that? Oh, yeah, she's sophistiratchet. She's sophistiratchet. Shout out to all of my sophistiratchets in the chat. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I honestly believe y'all are the greatest audience on earth. We got after hours tonight. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace. Oh, live stream tomorrow. Peace.